just about to leave Fort Erie on the way to Ohio. Before I forget, let me apply my secret weapon. So today is day one, official day one of dry fab campaign, where Captain Sergei went dry for the month of February. But I cheated a little. I started on Sunday, which is January 31st. So today is my day 2, and I wanted to briefly show you guys. You see this? This is my old exhaust manifold gasket. So I don't know. Imagine the force. How much force is there? I don't know why they gave me this. Maybe just so I can see. So they changed the gaskets. I'm gonna throw it out later. Just wanted to show you guys. So it's basically, it's all steel. It's all steel. Now here's the bill. They said 2,600 bucks Canadian. Actually paid 24.44. And when I mentioned this online, people were saying this is BS. It cannot be 20 hours. Now check this out. They charge me. Now I like this description. A description / work performed. Number 1, whistle noise from engine. I bet you don't see this kind of a deep diagnosis, you know. Whistle noise from engine. So they charge me 10.5 hours, and actually their rate is 94 bucks Canadian. So labor was only 987, you know, not like 20 hours. But then of course there's all this. So you see, they had to do so much work. They had to remove coolant, remove turbo, all components on the turbo, remove EGR from the manifold, remove exhaust manifold, clean up all surfaces, install new gaskets and reinstall manifold, reinstall EGR to manifold with new gaskets, reinstall turbo and all components with new gasket seals, etc. Refill original coolant, road test, all good. So that was 987 bucks Canadian in labor. And then all these things over here, like what's funny is that gasket, the exhaust manifold gasket, cost $26.43, but there's like 4 of them, and then there's a bigger one. So basically gasket is just a couple of bucks. But then I see there's another one. They changed gasket on the oil drain, $5.85. Gasket on the gas valve, 57 bucks. Yeah, that one. But the actual manifold gasket, which was blown, was only $26. And so some grease. Oh, and I asked him to adjust the clutch, and I can tell right away that clutch now is so much easier to, you know, so much easier to get into gear. It's kind of like how the truck was when it was brand new. And they only charged me half an hour labor. And so again, $94 an hour, half an hour is 47 bucks. And so that's my total. Parts, $1,046.48. Labor, $1,034. Net amount, 2,080 bucks 48 cents. Shop supplies, you cannot do anything without those. $83.22. HST sales tax, $281.28. $221.28, and I'm getting that back, right? So $281 will be my credit well, actually it'll be a payment into my account from the government. All right, so that's it. And I'm gonna put this in my January envelope, even though I paid today, but the truck was fixed in January. So like I just left the truck there because I was in Niagara-on-the-Lake, right? But the order was open in January, and they finished the job in January. So I'm gonna claim this on my January sales tax return. And I stopped for diesel, and so yeah, I drove this morning. I got up at 6 o'clock and drove this morning in my Challenger to Cambridge, parked the car near the trailer, and then called Uber, and the Uber took me to Guelph, where I paid for the truck, picked up the truck, drove the truck back. And I'm telling you, I'm still a bit scared. I'm still a bit scared because, like, what's the guarantee that it's not going to happen again? But you know, the guy said, they said that they do have some warranty on the repair, right? So if this happens again, let's say maybe there was some defective manifold or something, or defective labor, I should not pay the entire price again. Let's just say if it happens again, you know. But so far, no whistling noise, the truck drives good, so everything is cool. And so now, so the plan for today, it's already 12:21. I better leave now because it's going to be dark at 5:30. And I have 519 kilometers, 519 kilometers, or roughly 300 miles to do before I reach my I found a truck stop near my shipper there, and then I'm loading tomorrow. All right, so let me just make a couple of phone calls, and then I can hit the road, and I'll show you guys. They were saying there's gonna be some snow, but it snowed a little bit in the morning when I was driving my car, and then it started drizzling / snowing a little bit here on the way here. But so far so good. I think all that bad snowstorm, it's way to the east near New York City, where they were saying they can get, like, I don't know, 2 feet of snow. So hopefully here it's not as bad. So yeah, it was quite an expensive repair. And my only hope is that it does not come back.
Take the next right onto Gilmore Road, Niagara 19.
Because one guy sent me a message, you know, it's just some people will go to extreme lengths when you cut off their comments.
In 400 meters, use the right lane to take the Queen Elizabeth Way ramp to Fort Erie.
So some guy emails me like, I don't know, 2,000 word essay, and of course the gist of the email is that everything is very bad, that I should not have any hopes for a brighter future, that this exhaust manifold gasket failure is just a symptom of super ugly, serious things to come. And of course, you know, you always
500 meters, merge onto QEW, Queen Elizabeth Way.
You always feel thankful and appreciative when people tell you that. So basically, there's nothing to live for, everything is bad. And so he was saying that it's probably your DPF filter is plugged, and so you have too much back pressure. And he says we had one guy when he was idling and he had like 16 psi of boost. I mean, I don't need to know that. If it breaks down, it'll break down. I don't need to know that there's no future for me, okay? You don't have to tell me. And that's why comments, they stay disabled. So the only way, if somebody wants to communicate with me and get some feedback, is through live chat. And from now on, live chat is for members only. Level 1, level 2, level 3. If you're not a member, I'm sorry, there's no live chat for you. Because nobody's interested in the comments, all right? The only people that are interested in the comments are people that write them. Otherwise, I would not see 50 comments on the same thing. Hey, you should have bought that. Hey, you should have bought that. Ah, Captain Sergei, I think you should have bought that. And it's the same thing. And so anyway, don't get me started. So everything is good. I don't have crazy pressure. If it breaks, it'll break. I'll just go next time. I'll go to authorized Cummins shop, because like I discussed before in the previous video, my Kenworth dealer told me that if the repair is done at the authorized Cummins shop, you can apply for some credit, and Cummins at their discretion can give you some money back. You still have to pay, like once the work is done. Let's say this gasket fails again, I still have to pay for the repair, but after the fact I can apply for that what they call it, some kind of a, basically you can get some money back. But these guys, they're not a Cummins dealer, but their rate is 94 bucks an hour, you know. So a Cummins dealer, I don't know, will be 130, 140, 150. So basically you overpay compared to this shop, and then you get some money back. So you still have to pay, you know. But on my previous truck, a couple of times I never had this manifold gasket failure, but on the previous truck I remember I had a couple of leaks, you know, in the high pressure air system, and they were, I thought they would be air to air. No, they were not in the air to air, or not in the cooler, but they were in the exhaust brake, you know. And it's funny, because this time when that whistling noise became really pronounced, I found that when I applied exhaust brakes, see, like for example now, right? See, like clean, nice sound, right? But before, when I had that gasket failure, it was whistling like crazy. Okay? And so I think, because of course I haul such heavy loads, and I always use exhaust brake, you know, and everybody says that Cummins exhaust brake is the best, so it's very strong. So I could have easily developed a leak over there, you know, and somehow that leak caused maybe this, I don't know, or maybe some bolts were loose. Sometimes that's what happens, right? Like the bolts and the nuts on the manifold, you know, there's a lot of heat over there, right? A lot of vibration. And this whole truck, if you remember when I was choosing this over T800, the major, see no cars because the border is still closed. So the major reason why I chose T880, even though everything was ready to go for T800, right? But they told me that T880 was much faster to build because it's a new truck and they're using new lines which have a very high percentage of robotic equipment. So this whole truck is assembled by robots pretty much, and I suspect that that does not translate into top quality. I think the T800 is still made, a lot of the labor is human labor, and I think T800 might be a better quality, you know, better assembly and stuff like that. So this is the Peace Bridge, and you saw the sign there, it says welcome to US, but I turned off the volume because it was driving me nuts. So now I just have to go through the customs booth, and this is Buffalo. I got my passport, I got my ACE paperwork saying that I'm heading empty to a shipper in Ohio to pick up, wow, lots of trucks today, pick up an excavator and bring back to Canada. But yeah, last time when I did this, I stopped in Harbor Creek near Erie, and that's definitely not gonna work this time because from here I think it's what, 80 miles. What is 80 miles? 130 kilometers. So if I stop in Erie, I'll still have like 350 kilometers to go, you know. Yeah, you see I'm idling 600 RPM. Here's my boost, 0. So everything is good. So that's my fuel filter. Oh, I forgot to drain my fuel filter because the truck was at the shop for 4 days. I did not, you know, usually I do it every day. And so the next load I got booked. It's all good. That one finally I get to use my Jeep. So we're loading tomorrow, and then Tuesday night I'll be at the border. Hopefully I cross early Wednesday and I can deliver Wednesday in Cambridge, where I came from. And then I can take a couple of days off, and next Monday I gotta be near Chicago to load that piece of mining equipment, and I'm gonna bring my Jeep with me, and I'm probably gonna just maybe relax for a day or two because I need to do inspection on the Jeep, right? Because the Jeep has been sitting idle for, I don't know, since early December, and only at the end of the year I realized that I got that Jeep in December, January last year, right? And so the inspection was done by the factory, by JC Trailer, and of course the inspection is, that's why it's called annual, it's only good for 1 year. But since the Jeep was not used on the road, that's not a violation, right? The Jeep is sitting. And so now when I come back, I'm gonna ask my customer who gave me this load, I'm gonna ask him to let me use his machine, you know, once I unload the excavator off the deck, because it's in the same yard. I'll ask him to let me use his excavator to load the Jeep. I'm gonna drop the trailer and I'm gonna disconnect and then just drive around the corner, pick up the Jeep, bring to the trailer, park it right next to it, and drop it, and then get in the excavator, hook up the chains and just lift it. Like let's say this is the trailer, I'll park the Jeep like this and the excavator will be here, and I'll just reach like this and put it on the deck. And that's 8,500 pounds. So this is perfect. So I have a way of loading. And why I'm bringing the Jeep is because, first off, even in Ontario, to get that 78,000 kgs under my annual permit, I need to have the Jeep. Like, the only way to get 78,000 kgs or 172,000 pounds gross is when you have a 4-axle trailer and tandem Jeep. But I'm gonna be too heavy, so I will need to get a permit for Ontario as well, because let me see. So I know I'm so 78,000 kgs, which is 172 minus my empty weight, 73.5. So I can only do 98,000 pounds with a Jeep. It's because my trailer is so heavy, right? But if this was 55 ton, I could have done it. But 55 ton from Fontaine, you cannot get a neck like what I have, so you cannot use a Jeep. And so again, Fontaine says, if you want to use a tandem Jeep, they didn't design the 55 ton for tandem Jeep. So if 55 is okay, they can give you that neck extension like the one I'm trying to sell, 23 inch or 36 inch on this trailer. So that one is only good for a single axle Jeep. So I don't know why they do it. 55 ton, that's 110,000 pounds. Like this load is 105, right? So but it's too, wait a second, how much would it, so if I had when I had this truck and a 4-axle 55 ton with 4 axles, so 8 axles, I know my weight was 53,000 pounds, plus let's say this piece of iron is 105, so that's 158, you see, minus let's say 20 on the front, minus 60 on the pusher and drives, and that leaves 78. Like very, very tight. So it's pretty much impossible to to do the axle weights exactly like this. But in theory, what is funny is that if I had my 55 ton trailer now, because it's 7,000 pounds lighter, in theory I could have done it just with this truck and 4-axle trailer. But that's the theory. In real life, you still need 9 axles. That's what I know. Now. Over 100,000, you need 9 axles. 8 is too tight. So a single axle Jeep would work. Like if I can put it in between the truck and the trailer. But that's what some people do. They use a 4-axle truck, and then they add a single axle Jeep, and then they have a 4-axle trailer, and that would work actually. But the load becomes at least 6 inches taller because the Jeep sits like this, unless you have a specially designed trailer that can work with a single axle Jeep like that. So I'm not a fan of single axle Jeeps. Screw that. I like my setup. So today we're running on check this out. The guy has a flatbed and it's open. Is it supposed to be like that? So it's a extendable trailer, so it's extendable flatbed. And check this out. I don't think it's supposed to be open like that, you know. Either the guy does not know, or he could not close it all the way, but that's kind of like unusual. But that's an extendable flatbed. Sometimes these guys, you know, that can be very very useful for some long piece of metal, like some kind of a bridge support column or something like that. But I better stay away from this guy in case his trailer opens up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure his locks were disengaged, because there should be some kind of locks in there. That's just crazy. Yeah, there's a pin. I see there's a pin. Well, the pin is in. And this guy is from New York. So maybe he's doing, you know, sometimes what they're doing, maybe he's doing some kind of like a shuttling, you know, like going moving some load here and then coming back, and maybe it's the same load and that's what he needs for his length. You know, let's say it's some kind of a 50-foot long piece of steel, but I see the, yeah, I do see the pin. So the pin is in, but I never saw an empty trailer extended like this. Anyway, all right, what's going on? Utility, come on. Now as soon as I turn off the engine, he'll start moving. Watch, I'm gonna turn off the engine. Let's see. Because usually это закон подлости, Murphy's law, you know. But I don't like idling, you know. That's why I'm pretty sure this truck, when it's time to sell it, it'll be oh, my battery already charged on my headset. So let me just hook it up. All I need to do is just activate the Bluetooth. In case somebody calls me. Power on, and the headset is connected. So now if somebody calls me, I can use that to talk. And this is my second phone. Oh, my brother just sent me an email when I was parked over there. He just had the operation. Remember, he broke his shoulder. They needed to do an operation to insert a plate, because the breaking point was too close to the top of the shoulder. And he just writes me, he says, oh, no big deal, basically just did the operation, so he says should be okay within 5-6 days to leave, because he's in Sochi, Russia, right? Sochi, the place where they used to have Olympic Games a few years ago, if you remember. Sochi, S-O-C-H-I, Sochi. And after that, he's gonna jump into his little SUV, Skoda, and drive back. I think it's like 600 or 700 kilometers back to Moscow, where he has a studio apartment in northwest area of the city. And Moscow keeps expanding. You know, before, if you live outside of the, what was called Кольцо, like a bypass around Moscow. Outside of that bypass, that was already Moscow region, Moskovskaya Oblast. If you're inside that thing, that ring road, you are a resident of the city of Moscow. But now they started, the city itself started crawling beyond that ring road in like separate spots, kind of like puffing, you know, like expanding. And so I think where he lives, it's gonna, even though it's part of the region, but not the city. But I think it's gonna get it's gonna become part of the actual Moscow, and then that would affect their taxes, you know, the rates. Probably real estate will go up in value. Yeah, a guy next to me, I just looked at the truck next to me, and the guy is looking at me, and he has like a bewildered expression, like, what the heck, this guy has a camera on his head and he's talking. Well, actually, I'll tell you guys a secret. Even if I didn't have the camera, I probably would be talking, you know. Because a lot of us truckers, you know, we go kind of like a little bit crazy because we spend so much time on our own. And quite a few times, you know, I run into people that they sit behind a table in the restaurant, or they're doing something on the computer and they're talking. And I look around like, who are they talking to? And it turns out, no, they're not talking to anybody. So basically, it's not easy being a trucker. And so when you have a camera, at least you can always say that, hey, I'm recording a video, you know. I'm normal. I'm not talking to myself. I'm doing a video for my YouTube channel. Yeah, I love the clutch. These guys did a really great job. I still cannot believe it that they only charged me half an hour, 45 bucks. Yeah, something is going on today. Sometimes they have issues with the software, with the computers, you know. Or maybe it's the, oh, it's 1 o'clock. It's probably like a shift change. Maybe that, you know, I don't know how long they stay in that booth, but I think it's like probably 2-3 hours, and then they change. But now if it's 1 o'clock, it can be like a longer break. And you see, it started snowing little by little, so that's why I need to get that's why I don't want to stop in Harbor Creek. I want to get away from the lake, because where I'm loading, I have to go south on I-77, so away from the lake, because if the snow will start, it will definitely snow more near the water. And so what else I wanted to mention? Oh, so this second load, I'll be going through Indiana, and Indiana DOT send out notice to everybody saying that tomorrow at 12 o'clock they're gonna shut down the permit ordering system, and it's gonna reopen only on next Monday, February 8th, which when I'm loading. And so I'm not quite sure what to do, because I'm just going to pick up this load, right? And Indiana is expensive because that load will be heavy, right? So it's probably gonna be a couple $100 bucks. But I might do that because I know my dimensions, I know my weight, I know where I'm loading, you know, the second load. So maybe tonight when I shut down, I'll order the permit through the website of my permit broker, and maybe they'll work on it tomorrow. I'll just put the date, you know, like give me the permit valid, like effective date, February 8th or 9th. Because yeah, that's a nuisance. A couple of years ago they had similar thing with New York State. And what happens after, when the new system is online, that's because that's what they're doing. They're introducing some new software permit ordering system. And first off, when they switch to that system on February 8th in Indiana, they will have a huge buildup of applications, right? Like 1 week worth of applications, because people will still be applying. And secondly, there's no guarantee that the new system will work, and that's what they had. They had an issue with New York when they changed. There was all kinds of problems with that new ordering system, and there was a backlog. You order a permit, each time you had to wait like 3-5 days. And that's why I'm thinking I really should I should order this permit for Indiana tonight. All right, so things are moving along. So let me just, I'm gonna pause recording here, and I'll restart when I'm on the other side of this structure, because that's already official here in US. All right, let me just get ready and get my passport, get my ACE. Oh, I see the guy's moving. All right, cool. And I'm in the States. We just need to get through Buffalo and jump on I-90 West. They didn't ask me too many questions because I'm empty, and the guy says, "Are you empty?" I say, "Yes, sir." All right, 1 second. And then 5 minutes later, he opened the window again, gave me back my passport. "You're good to go." I said, "Thank you, sir." And that's how you cross the border. It's -2, probably 29, 28 F, 271 Kelvin. And I better get out of this lane because it's going to be constant on and off traffic. But I need this lane. No, actually, I need the middle lane, because these two lanes are gonna leave to I-90, but this lane is gonna end, so I need to be in this lane. And you see, it's all these ramps, because right now I'm going through downtown Buffalo. And people just think it's okay to jump on, jump on the freeway in the middle of the day in front of a truck. to the bank today. I said, what's going on? Any news? And they like, excuse me, Mr. Dratchev, what kind of news are you expecting? And I said, well, some 7 days ago I tried to open a small business account, and the guy emailed me and he said everything was set up, and that was 7 days ago. And she said, oh yeah, it's because so the reason you opened the account because of that government grant. I said, yeah, exacto. And she said, well, we have a very large volume of applications for this government grant or loan. And so she said, we're telling people to use number 20 business days. That's the government for you. Things never move quickly when you deal with the government. Hey, UPS, you realize you don't have a trailer? And some people are waiting for packages like, what the heck, where's my UPS package? And the guy just lost the trailer. Alright, let's move to the right because we have a buildup of traffic. 3 cars. When you cannot afford the Challenger, so you buy something like this, which is Kia. With 4 wheels. 4 wheels, so that's a good model. Not like the rest of them. 4 wheels is good. Alright, so what do you guys think? Am I gonna make it tonight to that truck stop? 502 kilometers. So that's if I drive non-stop at 100 kilometers an hour, it'll take me 5 hours, and time now is already 25 minutes past 1. Yeah, I think it'll take me probably all the way to... Check this out. The guy missed the ramp. He went here and then just went on the grass and he went over there. So that's the beauty of all-wheel drive. Now see, that's what I meant. You see, I was in the middle lane, and now this lane ends and this lane exits at the next exit 54. So this is I-90, so, and after this exit I have to be in that lane because then this one exits as well. But for now I'm safe. Might as well, no. I'll wait till the next exit. I see, right lane must exit. I see the overhead sign shows only 2 lanes on the left going straight, and that lane exits, and actually you can take the exit even from this lane. It's some kind of a big ass exit. What is it? Oh, it's Highway 219. Sometimes I take that one because that one goes south. When I have an oversized load, sometimes they send me on that one. And why are we driving 52 miles per hour, I wonder? Oh, it's a blue box truck. It's a blue box truck driving 50 miles an hour. What the heck? I thought I was a slow driver. Listening to music on his iPhone or something, but he had a headset in his ears. And that truck stop that I have in mind, it's not exactly a huge truck stop. And of course, truck stops, they fill up pretty quickly at night. So I don't know. I'll see what happens when it gets dark. It's gonna, like I said, it's gonna get dark at 5:30. And we'll see what happens where I am. Alright, so this is I-90 PA line. Pennsylvania border is 65 miles away. And you see they changed to this electronic data collection, so there's no more booths. You don't have to stop. No tickets. Alright. So the cruise this time is set to 95 kilometers per hour because I have a limited window of opportunity to reach that truck stop. So 95, that's 59 miles per hour. And the snow disappeared. The flakes, there's no more snowflakes in the air. But I will feel better once I'm closer to Columbus. Oh, and I got the fuel today in Canada, the Petro-Canada station, when I was driving my truck from the shop, because it's a small station, I cannot go there with the trailer. So before I hooked up to the trailer, like, because that gas station is right on the way, I went in and I filled up one tank, and I put in one bottle of this anti-gel, because it's getting pretty cold in the morning. So I added this anti-gel bottle in one tank, and I filled up, I think, almost 300 liters. 300 liters. And the price was $1.12 Canadian per liter. So if you divide that 300 by 3.78, that's US gallons. And if you divide $1.12 by 1.28, that's US dollars. So that will give you an idea how much it cost me in US dollars per gallon. But I'm gonna get back the sales tax that was included in the price, which is 13%. Yeah, so it looks like it snowed quite a bit over here a few days ago. And I brought my Nordic poles, so I'm gonna do some walking tonight, just to, you know, get rid of the stress so I can sleep better. But I definitely feel much more energy because of this dry February campaign. I think it's a good thing, just to give your body, you know, a boost before spring. Get rid of some poison. I think we can all benefit from that once in a while. Afraid this would happen, and just going through Erie, Pennsylvania. Actually, now it became a bit better, but before it was really coming down, you know, the snow. Same temperatures before, -3, 27, 28 F, but not easy to drive, you know, in such conditions. Because each time somebody passes you, you have to clean your windshield. And I see, like, that's snow. So you cannot drive with no windshield wipers. ETA in Harbor Creek. I did not stop because I still have, you know, I'm quite far from my shipper where I want to be tomorrow morning. But the good news is that I'm driving west, and this snowstorm, from what I've seen, what I saw yesterday on TV, it's moving east and south. I think it's moving like southeast. And you see, I did not have this in Buffalo, right? Now I ran into it near Erie, and hopefully when I reach Cleveland or Columbus, hopefully it'll be gone, because it's going in the opposite direction. Ideally, I want to shut down, like, you know, within 30 miles of the shipper, so that in the morning, let's say I get up at 6, grab some coffee and start trucking, and I'm there right at sunrise, which is probably 7:30 ish. But I'm still probably 4 hours away, and it's 3 o'clock now, 3 p.m. So in 2 hours I'll be 100 miles away from the shipper. If I don't stop, if I keep driving, in 2 hours I'll be 100 miles away, which is still pretty far, but it's okay. So basically, yeah, I don't want to drive in this weather after dark, so I'll see what I can find in terms of truck stops once I get, you know, further west. Staying at the hotel, I made sure all my cameras are charged, and tomorrow I'll be using my Hero 8, which creates slightly better picture. I noticed that I like the video better from Hero 8 than from Session 5 that I'm using now. And that one, I got 2 batteries, both charged, so I'm ready to go. And this is a, you know, Cat 336. I loaded them a dozen times before, so I know how to where the eyes are for securement. I know the weight, I know dimensions. It should not be too difficult. But so far I still have not seen any permits. I ordered Ohio and Michigan. I think when? Sunday. Yeah, of course they're not open Sunday like my permit broker. So they should get on it today, I'm guessing. So hopefully I don't have to wait, you know, after loading. So I get loaded, I get the permits, I print them out, and I can go. All right, that's it. So that's me driving to my load with the new exhaust manifold gasket, with the new resolution for the month of February, dry February, so dry camp, no alcohol for the sake of the Canadian Cancer Society. So any of you guys want to contribute, follow the link in the description. Ciao.